And hello, everyone, and welcome back to Prime Day Conversations here on Amazon Live. I'm your host, Cyrus Webb. Glad you all could join us once again. Dr. Anissa, hello to you, and thank you so much for the follow over there on the Amazon Live side. We are broadcasting all throughout the day as well as tomorrow for Prime Day. So we're glad you all could join us for our Prime Day conversations as well as our product demonstrations as well. We have lots of products. I'm working with over 200 brands this week, so we have a lot of products to tell you guys about, including some for us guys. I'm wearing some of those throughout the day, so be on the lookout for that in our carousel. For those joining us on the Amazon Live side, just like Anissa followed us, you guys can hit that follow button. You see it here in this corner or down below. You will also see the books by our next guest. We're excited to welcome back best-selling author Melissa Banks to our broadcast today. Melissa's joining us to talk to us not only about the success of her Dream by Design series, you guys see some of the books here, but also about her brand new book that just came out, her second bestseller. You guys can see it right here as well. I'm going to talk to her about the Dream Journal. We are simulcasting our broadcast today, so welcome those tuning in on Facebook, LinkedIn, YouTube, X, as well as on Instagram. I see you All Sports Headgear over there on IG, as well as ND Brianna, I think it is. ND Brianna, thank you so much for being with us. But Melissa, welcome back to the broadcast.
Thank you so much. It's always a pleasure to chat with you, Cyrus.
Well, it's Prime Day, so it's special. So we're glad you could be a part of our Prime Day festivities. I think you joined us last year for Prime Day as well, Melissa. So glad to have you back. First of all, congratulations. Your second book of 2024, your second bestseller of 2024. How does it feel, Melissa, to see the response to your new book, The Dream Journal?
Wow, The Dream Journal is such a special book for me. Because it represents a time where journaling was so critical in my healing process. So to get it out and get it in the hands of people and they receive it is more than I could have asked for. I'm super excited about it because I definitely believe that journaling can help you heal. It can help you get your thoughts out. It can help you sort them out. You know, sometimes thoughts in our heads are so crazy that we need an out. We need a way to get them all out. And that's what I believe journaling does for anyone who chooses to journal. That's why this one is so special to me.
Yeah, and it's interesting because you have your dream journal, which I have here, but you also, of course, have your inspirational journal here. On the back of your inspirational journal, I'm going to highlight it for those joining us on the Amazon side. For those who are not joining us on Amazon, you'll see a link that will bring you guys over to Amazon. On the back of the inspirational journal, Melissa writes, "Ready to grow in your life and in your business. It all begins with the message you say to yourself." I want to talk about that, Melissa, because that seems to be a big part of your brand. How important has it been for you to not only to speak life into yourself, but to make sure that just like you believe in others, that you believe in yourself as well?
It's critical to your journey. You know, it's what you listen to. It's what's in here. That's where everything begins. And for me, it's critical every single day. That's why I start the day, and I start the day with affirmations and gratitude for everything I have at that point. Because what happens is those voices start coming, and if you listen to the wrong voice, it will shipwreck your journey. It will make you feel less than worthy. It would cause you to doubt what's happening. So that's why that journal is so critical, because it can remind you, because sometimes we get so caught up in what social media is saying, looking at someone else and how successful they are, and all of those things take over our thoughts. So we just need to be reminded that we have every single thing that we need, but it all starts here before anything else can happen.
Yeah, and out of your 4 books that I have here, 3 of them beginning with, of course, your first one, the devotional, then going on to the inspirational journal, now the dream journal. They really do focus on that, being able to pour life into yourself. Of course, realizing what you can be doing to impact others. The book that I think was most on brand for most people, for you, Melissa, I'm going to highlight in the carousel, was this book, and I think this book was probably for you the most exciting probably to write, it seemed. Do I really need an event planner? Now, that's a question a lot of people may ask themselves. What was it like for you to be able to answer that question in this book?
You know what? This book was so exciting, like you said, because I've been in the industry for over 25 years. I've been hearing questions the entire career. When I started my event planning career right here in a small town in Mississippi, people didn't even know what an event planner was, let alone to pay somebody to do it. It was the lady at the church that was planning the wedding. So,
Right.
so we had to educate people from the very beginning. So what made that book so great is I got to take all those questions and just kind of streamline them and answer them for people who are still confused about an event planner. How can an event planner make my event better than I can do it myself? Then Auntie Sue can do it. Why do I need to hire somebody to do that? And it just breaks it down and answers all those questions. And it's just makes you just pause and think, oh, okay, that's what an event planner does. So it is just very special to me in that my career that I've been building over 25 years, I got to actually sit down and answer those questions.
And give people questions they should be asking themselves, especially if they decide to work with an event planner, Melissa. And you give examples too. So you mentioned, of course, that was for many people your introduction to the world, and that being as an event planner. Talk to us about that industry. What was it about being an event planner, helping people not only do weddings, as you mentioned, but maybe anniversaries or housewarmings. What has it been like for you, or what is it that drove you in that direction of wanting to be an event planner?
Actually, what drove me in the direction was my desire and passion for decorating. That's what led me there. I was the decorator for the family, for the church folks, for the people at work. I was always decorating. So my desire, when it was time for me to start a business, and God planted that in my heart, because I never thought that would happen, I began thinking it was just to decorate. But after I started getting the training and getting into the industry, I realized it was so much more to putting on a great event. It was creating great experiences. And that means being a part of all the pieces. That's like taking a puzzle, and each puzzle has a place and a piece and a time. And then it all comes together and you see the finished product. I wanted to be a part of the finished product, whether it was a corporate event. We do so many corporate events as well. And it just evolved. It started out with weddings and birthday parties, and then expos. And now we do all types of events from 50 guests to 1,000 guests. And it's all about putting the pieces together and then seeing it come to reality.
I want to talk about trust for a moment, because I think that's important for what many of us do as, either coaches or instructors, right? Having the trust of our audience is so important. Oh, and Robert says, congratulations to you on your 2 bestsellers as well. He said that on IG. Thank you, Robert, for joining us. What has it been like for you to have people trust you with their events? Because that takes a lot. And I think for a lot of people, Melissa, I won't say I'm speaking for myself personally, but but allegedly, some people have problems letting go of things, right? I'm just saying, I'm hearing about this. I don't, I talk to a lot of people. So some people have a lot of problems letting go. So to trust someone with taking over something requires a lot. What has that been like for you to have that trust kind of given to you?
Well, sometimes even after 25 years of doing something, you do run across people who think, I know how to do this. It's just easier for me to just do it myself. It's going to be how I want to do it. The key for the planner is to just connect with that person. That's why we sit down and just talk about your dreams, talk about what it is you want to happen, and you find a connection. The connection is important and critical at the beginning. And once you find the connection, yes, you know how to do this. You could do it yourself, but why? You are the host. You want to enjoy the event. So as time goes on, more and more, you will trust the planner to do what you hired her to do. It's funny you asked this question. I'm working with a client right now, and the husband said, Melissa, the hardest part of this whole process is I'm trusting a whole bunch of people I don't even know. I just know you.
Yeah.
And so even today, you still hear that concern, but it's about just letting go, trusting that it doesn't mean that you can't do it yourself. Some people believe that they can do everything themselves,
right,
and they're the best person to do it. But once you realize that you want to enjoy the event, and look how much stress, instead of calling 10 photographers, you just talk to your planner. So it releases so much stress from you. So, and ultimately, it saves you money as well by trusting a planner to take over.
Yeah. And for me, the thing I think about, Melissa, is time. That to me is the biggest currency of anything. it saves a lot of time. As you mentioned, you're right. A lot of times people are calling, trying to find this and that. But to have someone doing that is one thing. We're going to remind our audience, of course, how they can be able to get this book. I want to say for those who are just tuning in, welcome. You guys are joining us for Prime Day Conversations here on Amazon. I'm your host, Cyrus Webb. For this section here on the Amazon space, we're joined today by best-selling author, motivational speaker, Melissa Banks. We're talking about her two bestsellers this year. The book we were just discussing, Do I Really Need an Event Planner, as well as the Dream by Design, the journal that she has here, the Dream Journal. You guys can see it here on the end. Again, all of these are in the carousel for you guys joining us on Amazon. If you're joining us on Facebook, LinkedIn, YouTube, you'll find the link there to be able to bring you over to Amazon. If you're joining us on X, we'll have to put it in the comment section for you guys. And on Insta, we'll put it in our stories, or it should already be in our stories there. Let's see, as you can see, hello to you. Good to be able to see you over there on the IG side. So I want to talk about the other side, Melissa. You've written these books. You have books available on Amazon. You had a book signing this year. You have your dream boxes that you put your books in. Talk to us about embracing that title of author. What has that been like for you now that you're doing something again brand new, having book signings, and now having people recognize you for the books you've written?
It still seems out of body. You know, when I look at the books, I have them around in my home office, in my home, and I see my name on them. I take them to my mother and she gets excited and I see my name on it. But it was one of the hardest things for me to recognize author and apply that to me. And then this year just blew my mind with two bestsellers. So it was a process because I didn't look at myself as an author. You know, I didn't dream about being an author, and it just still seems so weird for me to say author. And now I say best-selling author, and I smile every time I say it because it is such a dream that I didn't know the dream. So I'm so honored and excited about this role.
Yeah. Last thing I want to mention, in Melissa's first book, Dream by Design, the devotional, she has different messages and then a place for you to write your encouragement for the day. One of the messages I thought was appropriate for today, Melissa, you have in here, start where you are, use what you have, do what you can. What would you say to our audience about the importance of just starting?
Just starting. You can have all these great ideas. You can even have a plan that this has to happen and this has to happen and this has to happen and this is where I want to be. But none of that matters if you don't start. I'd like to use an analogy about my mother and the cakes. We gather at my mother's house every Friday morning and have her homemade cakes. Well, first of all, she has to get the ingredients out the refrigerator because they have to get to room temperature. So she sets everything on the counter. But then she got to bake the cake. Oh, we still not going to have no cake. We're going to have some flowers and some eggs and some butter. She has to actually put the work in. She has to get it in the pan. She has to get it into the oven to get it to completion. That means she's got to start doing something. Same thing with your great business idea. Don't wait for it to be perfect. It doesn't have to be perfect. It doesn't have to happen on your timeline.
Yeah.
But it does have to start. You can't win. You can't make it happen if you don't start.
Such a great reminder for all of us. Again, everyone, best-selling author, motivational speaker, Melissa Banks has been our guest. You can get her books that you see here, Dream by Design, the devotional you can see there. That was her first book. Then there's Dream by Design, inspirational journal here. You have her book, Do I Really Need an Event Planner? And then her brand new book, Dream by Design, Dream Journal. All of them are available right here on Amazon. I have them in the carousel for you guys on the Amazon side. So you'll see them on the side here or down below. Melissa, great conversation with you. Glad you could join us for our Prime Day conversations. How can our audience stay connected with you?
Thank you so much, Cyrus. This was so much fun just sitting and talking about books. So excited to have been here today. The easiest way to connect with me is to go to themelissabanks.com. Everything that we do, everything is right there in that one place. All of our social media links, everything is there. Just go to themelissabanks.com.
And Melissa, I can't let you go without asking you your advice for others out there. Maybe other people may have thought about writing a book. Maybe they've been told they have a book, that they should write. What advice would you give them based on your experience over the past 4 years?
the biggest thing is I had this idea. I wanted to write a book. I mentioned it to someone who knows about that, who knows what to do, who can encourage you to take that first step. And once you take that first step, you'll be so excited. That went from an idea of the devotional to four books, two bestsellers. It's just making sure that you don't keep that idea inside of you. You talk to the person, to someone that can help you get it going, because sometimes we need that voice, the voice to say, this is what you need to do. So that's where you start. You start with talking to someone who knows what to do and getting you started to write that book. And you'll be so excited that you did.
Love that. Well, congratulations to you, Melissa. It's been great to be able to see. And I should mention her book, Do I Really Need an Event Planner, actually was a #1 new release as well, which was very exciting, I know, for her. I think when she first found out, I think she may have passed out. I don't know. She won't admit it. She tries to be so strong. But Melissa, congratulations to you and looking forward to our next chat together.
Thank you so much.
More than welcome. And we thank you all for tuning in to this episode of Cyrus Webb Presents, part of our Prime Day conversations. There are more Prime Day conversations to come throughout today, as well as tomorrow. Also, there are going to be some product shows. I have over 200 brands that I'm working with. I'm going to be showcasing throughout the next couple of days. So make sure you guys are staying connected. Again, if you're on the Amazon side, make sure you guys do hit that follow button either here in this corner or down below to stay connected so you don't miss any of our broadcasts. Also, we will be simulcasting all of our broadcasts on social media as well. Until next time, I'm Cyrus Webb saying thank you again for being with us. We'll talk to you soon. Take care.